Ryan Gosling. I have to continue this way. I have to name somebody Ryan. Okay, now I have to continue this way. I heard somebody tell me their name. Who asked the name? I know. What if you just say your name? Did somebody ask you your name? I don't know. I can't really make this video because I was named by somebody who didn't ask me my name. And she's just claiming that I respond to the name, but that's not herself. I didn't really ask her what's my name. I didn't speak. So I have to stop right there because I have to say no, not never, no, not never. And I can't because it's homeless. Who said the name? What? Well, let's go back to Ryan. I'm not having hummus tonight, but I'm going to need this for a plate. I don't have a plate for bagels. So we're in Wonder Bagels. Wonder is, how'd you get the name Becky? Everybody wonder. What do I wonder? How did I get a name? And then when I got a name, what was the name Becky? Did somebody just collect rent charges on myself because my mom figure named me Becky and she uses the name Becky, calls me Becky and uses the name Becky and doesn't call me any other name? She doesn't call me any other name. She doesn't call me Donna. She doesn't call me a male's name. She doesn't call me any other name, like any other girl's name. She doesn't call me any other female's name or girl's name, or even a Mrs. name. Like she won't call me by a name by somebody who's a senior or somebody who's Mrs. Somebody could be like Joan, right? Mrs. Joan, Joan, or Mrs. something else. What is a common Mrs. name? What about Mrs. Arlene Zuckerman? She doesn't call me that. So we want to thank Donna for all the years she just called me Becky, but that doesn't have monetary value because Becky did respond to the first name Becky. I don't respond to a new name every time I hear Becky. You can't make money off of the name of somebody else. And it's really true that the food charges just don't make sense. Why is Donna paying food charges for Becky? Wonder, right? Everybody wonder. Why is Donna paying food charges for Becky? It's not the same thing as I am Becky and I pay food charges to Becky. Yes, I do. I pay them when I'm being charged myself. And why do other people pay them? I don't know, because I don't make money in the bank to pay charges for myself. Nope. I don't just say, oh, I don't have enough money. I need more things than the money I have. So I ask somebody else, can I have some of your money? Can I have some of your money? Yeah. What are you? You're not supposed to charge me money. You made really chaos and hell because you charged me money. I know on YouTube you don't really see who, what, when, where, why, and how somebody charged me money. So that's for Superior Founder, Court Martial, but we're going out of a live because that would be a court martial on why you weren't imprisoned for charging me money. That would be used not in agreements with each other's. So you didn't go to prisons, you charged me money, and I can't help you with that. Pretty soon I'm going to be out of Alive myself. So this is an everything bagel, and I'm here about that it's Wonder Bagels. This is a disposable plastic knife. Kitties don't play with knives. I don't play with knives. In front of you. Other times, what if there's a knife around? Yeah, I can't help you with that. I bought a knife and there's a cashier who gave me a knife. How many times? I don't know. I know Steve bought me a knife. He didn't think there was anything wrong with that. Well, I didn't charge him with that he bought the knife. I charged him for that he didn't pay me a key to keep the knife in so that I could have the whole key and knife to myself and I can be trusted with the knife because it's my money and it's my knife. But not if Charles Toe is around. I can't actually secure the knife. We have a knife wound problem on myself because I'm not homeless yet and I don't have full height that way. Somebody did stab me in the threatening, so before I was seeing any kind of stab wound to myself and collapsed with a witness, that means I'm not due to have a doctor. That would be due in a prison, so I don't have full height because I am not in a prison. I'm in public. I didn't sell myself to a shorter height, but I am not deceased that way. Well, I'm going to die of all of the threatening due in prison. But when I do, that puts all of you in prison on the point that you didn't know you were alive by myself. And if you knew that from that, you know something about how you were alive, you didn't know it with yourself and you were deceased with myself on that subject, on that point, on subject of all the points. So you're not deceased that way. So that is the problem at this time. You're not deceased with myself. You're not, if you're alive with yourself, if you have genitals on yourself right now, you're not deceased to myself. I'm not deceased out of form yet, but I am deceased is how you can see me. I'm none higher than he deceased, and I'm the part of none higher than he that you can see. I'm none higher than me right here. So what are you going to do about you testing me and ask? I'm answering all the possible ask that could be from viewing the video. That's how God creates videos. But it's not how God creates myself. When I make a motion, I'm not here to answer your ask. I'm not here to make an ask. I'm not here about that I don't know something about yourself is the same thing as I don't know God that way. I don't actually know you. I do ask questions from time to time to the creation of myself. But I am the one who can ask a question, may ask a question. It's going to come down to at the end that you're not myself. And you're not allowed to ask me a question because you're not allowed to ask anyone a question. No one can afford that you ask questions. Like, what kind of cream cheese is this? Yeah, it's better than plain, right? So that's how we're going to solve the questions. All the questions I want, fill in the blank. And because we can, yeah, because I can is implied there. So we're going to answer all those questions with, you can't make creation out of questions. If you have a question that's a conviction that you don't know and you said it out loud to someone who doesn't create your genitals. So that's how you have to go to jail and prison, because you asked somebody else a question. You don't go to the bottom of hell because you asked somebody else a question. I asked Lisa Coutris a question, and I don't go to the bottom of hell because you don't send me down to the bottom of hell because. That means somebody's going to the bottom of hell is not true. I'm not going to help you with that. Is how I'm going to answer your questions. When I say I'm not going to help you with that, that means you're not allowed to ask a question because you're not myself. I did ask a question. I am myself. And I also, I have deceased inside of a prison with deceased address, but I'm not there yet. I'm not come yet to myself deceased in the prison, which would be afterlife prison. That's where I'm going to have my genitals removed. So I don't see that because I'm not conscious for that. So when that's true, you won't be alive anymore. Yeah. Somebody killed me with concept killing, but what you did was you executed the speech offending for cooperation. And I died as if I should have fought with God that I should not cooperate. But that was your question, not mine, and I don't want all the thought about it. I had a lot of thought about what is cooperation, because did you feel that you didn't get everything you wanted out of the offending? I get that, but I didn't get everything I wanted, which is I can't afford to hear you. I can't afford to hear you make a speech offense to myself and stand there and wait for an answer from me, and I have my own genitals. Well, you could have done that with somebody who's more like yourself. What, you challenge who I am and you don't believe in me for that reason? I know, but do you believe in me now? Because it's no, right? That's what you wanted. You wanted to not believe in somebody. You wanted to make an offending descending so that you don't believe in me, and you have every reason, right? Well, I'm not going to help you with that very soon because I don't have a live that way very soon. I am documenting the ending of my lifetime with YouTube, and I've been kicked out of one of the YouTube channels, out of the suspension. There is a suspension in place, and one of the two YouTube channels that I have, the other one is working. Yeah, I already posted something since the suspension. Witnesses myself. I'm testifying that it's working, and I don't afford that you don't know. I am angry. Yeah, I'm very angry. I'm going to kill everything. And you're going to have your agendas up in Superior Founder, and I will see them, but I will not be speaking anymore because you tort me in the mouth is how that happened. So it's a contaminated witness. I cannot speak in Superior Founder. So I will say for the rest of my YouTube videos and YouTube video shorts that I am not speaking in Superior Founder because I am a contaminated witness, and I am recording on YouTube in what way I am a contaminated witness, in what ways I am a contaminated witness that will be mutilated genitals, and I don't speak in Superior Founder. Then we'll have to see, because I'm going to be deceased out of the feminine genitals mutilated. So what happens after that? So I won't be speaking in this Godhead because it'll be deceased, but I'll be God deceased in Superior Founder. So what is that? It's not speaking here. Okay. Looking for the date on here. It's mild. Well, spicy would have been better, huh? Now I eat spicy food, yeah. I used to say no to the green wasabi next to the sushi, and now I say no to the sushi, yeah. You can have green wasabi with vegetarian sushi, okay. I'll have a little. I'm looking for the expiration date on this guac. Is it on the bottom? Oh, okay. What does it say? December 8th, 2025. So it's still good. So it could use a tomato on top, huh? Wonder Bagels. Wonder why there's no tomato on top. Me too. If you have to make a speech offense, let's do inside of a walled-in prison with deceased address. Lisa Kutras, how are you going to get me into a prison with deceased address with you belonging there first with your own problem? So who thinks that Howard Chait? Who? Yeah, Howard. His name is Howard that way. If he's not in prison, is he going to make shunts of other people besides being a shunt factory because he's not in prison? And well, I'm not going to jail for you no matter what. So why is that a problem? Isn't that God's big wide open spaces? That's why he makes so many people and keys. You could be angry with me personally, but I'm not in my order. Do you think that's because of me? But it's 3 years old. It can't drive. That's you not knowing that you're abducting myself and you're so angry with myself. You don't put yourself in jail. You keep doing sin after sin after sin because you won't put yourself in jail. Are you saying God is like a blasphemy in the order that he doesn't have a jail for you in case you don't want to sin anymore? So, viewers and commentators, before you commentators leave a comment for me on this video, did you ever say to your God, God, I don't want to sin for you anymore? The other people that you create. Can I have a jail cell in a jail? Can you help me get into jail? Tell God that you want him to put you in jail so that you don't have to sin for him anymore. All I can say is I don't know the answer to that prayer with myself and genitals. It doesn't know. Does Howard Chait think I deceived him? If I didn't give Howard Chait whatever it costs for him to live in his interest in himself for the rest of his life. If I didn't give him all that money up front in cash, is it fair to ask me for the leverage that it costs for him to live and die in this world the way that he is who he is? Because isn't the bank going to find that money in many ways and places, many ways, many people? I can't be a bank to Howard Chait. No, I'm not a bank. It's an order and I'm not itself. The order that I am is I am none higher than he deceased in this God form. So when you cock on me and say, I want fill in the blank, I'm not going to help you with that, but I'm very hurt. So that's how I'm going to die. Howard Chait, he said, I want fill in the blank, and he said something else. And I'm not going to cry and die for you and what you want, but I realize heaven is watching me. Heaven, are you feeling betrayed by me? I know, but I'm not in my order. So why is that a problem mentally? Why are you diagnosing me as mentally ill when I'm not in my order? Well, why am I not in my order? Because you could ask me that every which way in a live, but it won't actually answer your question because I'm not in my order. This you need to put yourself someplace away from me, and that's progress to being homeless on all the points. And you could be trespassed out of homeless on those points, and then you can be in jail and prison on those points. And you're not really talking to me about myself ever, are you? Because you have to worry about yourself being in prison on all the points. Should I be embarrassed